Um,
It's been fun.
oh, we're live now. Okay, it's Kimberly and my guest. How do you want to introduce yourself? Which name do you want to be today? I think
My
I'll be
name is Monifa Harris. Yeah,
today.
that's my name.
You know what? Just before we went on here, I was telling her today's transits. It's not a doing day; it's a meditation day. So, if I know it's Monday morning for a lot of people, but if you can take a mental health day today and just be with you, because there's lots of downloads that are coming in. So, it's a great time to be receiving these. And you probably received a lot during your dream time because we've got this week is a really sweet week as far as receiving healing energies. So, take that opportunity to do that for yourself. Today, we've got Jupiter and Chiron are they're having a conjunction yesterday and today, and so that the that expansion, the planet of that brings benefits to us has went in to conjunct. When it's a conjunct, they stand together. With Chiron, which is the wounded healer that brought healing to the world. So those two were together today. They're like talking it up, hanging out. They're doing, bro day to bring this energy to us. So I already did a YouTube on that on my YouTube channel. You can look and that I just got a notification that you're live on your channel. Or I'm subscribed to your
Now you
channel. It
know.
just popped up. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's going to bring. I did a YouTube already that you can go in and go back and watch that one of what house that is for you personally and what the healing and the expansion is. Okay. So that's on the YouTube channel. So go in and watch that because we've got that this week. And then we have Venus is moving in to Taurus, and that's one of her homes. And she has been in Aries, where, she's the tomboy, badass Venus there. And so she's going to get to go into Taurus and be where value and luxury and all of the sensual and finest, things come to you. So we're going to have 3 weeks of that energy. So we've got that coming up this week. And on the same day that we go into that, the sun and Mercury are coming together in what's called a Camizi. And when it's a Camizi, the planet is on it's on the 29th degree before it moves in to the next sign. So it's the same thing as a conjunct, but it's a combust is what it happens. So Mercury, the messenger of the gods that can go between all worlds. It's the only one that can go. It can go back and forth to wherever and brings the messages to us, is going into the heart of God. That's what that means when it goes into that. So there, it's in that energy to bring the messages to you. So we've got an incredible, sweet, sweet week. And that,
It is,
yeah,
it is sweet, but also intense because for people like me who have a lot of energies that are right next to or on top of or interacting with
it's
a
all in
lot of the
Pisces. Yeah.
transits. Yeah, Pisces. So, between my relationship and my Neptune and my, like, all the things are having a lot of energy. And the things that kind of bring up the lessons, right? They get amplified, you know. And so, depending on how much work you've done on that, is usually kind of how much you can, like, kind of participate and enjoy
Flow
it,
with it.
or
Go into the divine flow
um,
or go into the struggle to get to the
go into
divine
the
flow.
struggle,
Yeah.
or you can fight it. Yeah, that's the other thing. You can fight it. But yeah, it's very important to
The more you
really
surrender
kind of
to the
just,
receiving, then you go into the divine flow, because it's
yeah.
when our ego, our mind wants to hold on to whatever it's already created. And it's like, no, I created this. I created this. And it's like,
It's
let
like
it
we were using
go.
that.
So you're divine. It's your divine. It's not something outside of us. It's all within us. So your divine can go, here it is. You've had this the whole time, and I'm handing this to you. So that's what that's like with Venus being there. And I left out the Neptune part because when we have that Camizi Friday, but it's right beside Neptune too. And so though the Mercury Camizi's happen 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times a year, I don't know, but they happen. It's not like that rare. It's the fact that it's with Neptune that's really gonna be a portal to connect to the divine. And if you've got something that you just like, I know it's right here, use this time. I'm going to do a new soul portrait for myself on Friday. I'm like, no social. And actually today, it's not a good day to be on social media. It's actually a day to go be in meditation. It's like, be in meditation. It's amazing that this all, if you're feeling like, what the hell is it, Mercury retrograde? No, it's not. It's that Mercury has stopped to be in the energy of the divine. And so it's, if you drop into that within yourself, then you can really feel the expansion. So I've been like,
Yeah.
out of my body. I went to the
Well, it's
chiropractor.
also a good day to tune in. Like, what was
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a day to tune in, to
video
journal, to
you said
draw.
that for them to look at?
The Jupiter, I did a Jupiter Chiron one. I don't know what I named it. I think that's what it
That's what
says.
it's
What's
called.
the healing
It
for
said
you?
March transits, Jupiter Chiron.
Yeah, that one's already up.
Yeah.
And I also have the Mercury ones up too. I put it up Sunday, so it's already up too. The Mercury Camizi,
Yeah.
where I go into detail about both of those two.
So that one is this. This is the. Oop, I thought that would change it. So that one is the Jupiter transit one. Let me do that. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to play with this machine. Jupiter transit. And then I can just.
The Jupiter transit happens in your chart wherever your 14 Aries is. So it's going to be in whatever house that is. But I go through all of the houses.
And then this is the Camizi one.
Yeah, that's the last one I put up. And if I can stay in my body enough today, I'm going to try to get the Venus one up before Friday. That's her day. Today's Moon Day, so you're probably affected by that too, because each day of the week has a planet that it's associated with, and Monday is Moon Days. So we're always
normally I don't go in
days.
public on Mondays normally, so I'll do this special for you guys. Yeah. It's not always easy because sometimes, I think Kimberly's feeling me on this one today, where it's the brain doesn't always want to track the current timeline. And so it can be really like, okay, how much am I just kind of let go and just experience what happens? Or then just be, right?
Yeah.
Or am I gonna try and orient this to something,
We woke up today, it's 35 degrees here. It's last week we were having 70 days and it's 35. And it's like, today's a day that it's like a day to be on an inner tube and on the lazy river and just be with it, just be with it, be in the water and be with it. I don't know, maybe go, if you don't have access to that, like I don't, maybe today's a good day to do a big, nice, bubbly bath and just be in the energies. So it's one of those kinds of days.
Well, and take care of yourself, like emotionally. Like that is what comes up for the gene key, is that the emotional relationship of turbulence, humanity, and compassion.
Yeah, it's gate 36. It's that compassion and self-love and like that roller coaster between the conflict, the compassion, and the self-love, and having the expanded heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So luckily I've done that one. I haven't done all the keys yet, but that one I've done. That one's gate 36. So that's the YouTube for gate 36. So yeah, so it's really, and that's kind of my work too, is like honoring emotions. My I've got two major, I've got my Chiron and my not my Chiron, my moon and my oops, I've forgotten Mars. I think it's my unconscious Mars. That's in 22. And so it's kind of my thing. It's like, how much am I honoring myself, my emotions, and the emotions of others? And it can get tricky, right? Because it's like, how do I prioritize that? Especially if we have like children, or if we're in partnerships or in spouses, we have responsibilities. So we also have to take care of ourselves, right? And that's kind of what we're juggling today a little bit. So it's right on time in that regard. And 36 is really helping us to understand that we can honor ourselves by communicating where we are at, and listening to others and where they're at, and not judging, right? Not judging
Yeah, because
where
what
we're
we're
at.
feeling, they're feeling too. Because this
Yeah.
is these are outer planets. Well, besides Venus, but a lot of that energy. So it's a collective energy. It's like the whole collective is, it's like over the collective. One of the times where it's like the energy's there for the collective. They're really, like I said, they're sweet energies, but they're, wake the hell up energies. It's like
Yeah.
it's like that kind of. It can go either way, with you. Yeah.
Well, it depends again, like how comfortable are you? Or how
Hmm.
comfortable are you with your own emotions? How comfortable are you with others' emotions? Because that's gonna really be the teller. It's like, how much experience, how many tools do you have, and how much you're just gonna allow that to flow. And yeah, I love these times because it feels like, okay, not everybody gets where I live, like, right? Like, with, sun and moon and rising all being water signs, like my whole life is kind of being underwater, being, constantly trying to wade through all that I'm feeling, right? And so for me, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, so everybody just gets to feel how I feel. Right?
To feel it
So it's
all.
not, which is, great for me, because like I'm fine, right? Like, I have to live like this every day. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, again, like, am I just trying to live? Am I just trying out there trying to action life? Or am I going to take time for myself too? Right.
Mhm.
So it is that kind of question. Have you seen that meme where they're like, it's okay that you're not always being productive and getting something done, and that you can still, love and value, honor yourself, type of thing. Even if your every day isn't productive. And it's like, this person was like, yeah, I tell people that all the time. And then the next person like, so have you applied it to yourself? And they're like, no. Do you treat yourself that way? Do you
Right.
honor
Do you treat
yourself the
yourself
way
that
you
way?
would give somebody else that space? Yeah.
Yeah. I I had for whatever reason, her energy just come up. I always see like a symbol of a dragonfly. A really dear friend of mine that's no longer embodied, and she used to say to me, like, we would walk together and we'd go to the waterfalls when I lived in Asheville, and so we had these little places that we would go and just be in the energy, and she could get lost in a petal of a flower for hours. I mean, she could, and it was so beautiful, and she had a lot of that Piscean, and she was a Libra, so she had a lot of the Venus and Piscean energy. And so anyway, But she would always say to me when like when it was time for where we walked on the block together, there's a place we met, and then her house went this way and mine went this way where we separated. And she would hug me and go, "Would you do me a favor today?" And it's like, "Sure." And she's go, "My friend, would you love her as much as I love her?" And she would always leave me with that. And it was so beautiful. "Could you do that for me today? I'm going to start crying." And she would always leave me with that message: "Go love my friend as much as I love her." And it's like, yeah, when do we leave ourselves out of the equation? When we're holding the energy for everybody else. And so even if we look in the mirror ourselves and say that to ourselves, to our friend, say, "Hey, friend, could you do something for me today?" And that's that, to remember to love yourself as much, And
I
sometimes we
love
don't
that.
recognize that. We don't recognize uh, that energy of what we mean to others, So that
Yeah.
energy may be coming up too. We may be real sensitive, with the energy of that. And where are we receiving? Where are we receiving the compassion and the energy of that? So it's a time for that too, to bring that up for yourself, to feel that, to really be open in this sweet, sweet energy we have this week that is all about healing, and to really, feel the love and the compassion. Um, there's a process that I do that I've done with my group before. Well, I've done with all kinds of people, but it's going to our future self and allowing your future self to send the love to you, of
Mm,
how they are who they are because of what you do today. And that love, when you receive that of how much your own future self loves you and honors you, and that they couldn't be who they are if you haven't done today. And it's like that love, it's like it's this amazing. It's like that, like it's agape love. It's when it comes in that way, the wave of the energy like that. And so that's
mm,
a really powerful one to do, to connect to that, to go in to your own sacred chamber. You'll know where that is. It's different for, it may be different for different people. And call, you know, invite your future self in to
yeah.
send that love to you, how much they love and honor you for each step you did so they can be who they are. Yeah.
It reminds me of another man. The one that's like, if your past self could see you now, that they'd be so proud of you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. And when I first saw that, I was like, that is so true. That is so true. Like, because nobody knows you like yourself, right? Nobody knows the challenge of your life and being you the way you know the challenge of your life and being you,
Right.
right? And so there's nobody that can value like how far you've come but yourself.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
aspects of yourself, that's cheering you on. It's like,
Yeah.
all of that of that energy is actually your biggest cheerleader. When we forget that, we leave that out. It's like we don't remember that's that inner awakening, mastery self that carries that. And we carry all of that within us. So
Yeah.
that's where we're in this really beautiful week. If you had the time, to take that, even if you can't take the whole day, if you just take 5 minutes for yourself to do the resets and to receive the energies, I didn't do it this morning because I was like running to get to wherever. But if I do that every morning before I do anything, most of the time I do it before I get out of bed. Well, I guess I did do it this morning before I got out of bed. I just had the cat jumped in and participated with me. But when I realized that the cat was holding my new cat, Kazimi, the one that came up on a Kazimi on a full moon, and it's like, so
Oh.
Kazimi jumped up in the bed, and it's like she's already bringing the Kazimi energy in. Um, And it's the same. It is this love that you receive like that from animals. It's that kind of agape love that sometimes it's
Mm,
there's no conditions with it, and they can just flood that love into your system. But if I do that
yeah.
reset every morning before I even get out of bed, I drop in to that sacred chamber and into my soul crystal. It's like I just drop into that space and just be in it in the silence and
Absolutely. That's beautiful.
go into that still point. And if I can
Yeah.
remember to do that, then it sets
Hello.
my
I'm
whole
not sure
day.
who this
On
is,
Facebook,
but
somebody's
hello, hello. Yeah, actually, that what you just said though reminds me actually of the energies later in the week as well, which for me, again, things tend to come early. So I'm already kind of feeling this one. The gate 25, which is
yeah.
um spirit, at least in that's the quantum human design. And the gift of what is it? It's the gift of so I'm already kind of feeling this
Uh
one.
oh,
The 20
I knocked my
that's
Facebook
me.
on.
Acceptance. So yeah, so that I was thinking about as well because it's really that um honoring of yourself. It gets to be taken to the next step later in the week, which is that we also honor that we've come for a purpose, and supporting ourselves, our emotions, and our being, our bodies, to live that purpose,
Hmm.
and that we're trusting that we do have one and that we can live it. Um, so it really to me is that next step, what you're talking about of really honoring what you're here for. Kimberly and I have a friend. Oh, I can put it up for you guys. I don't have to read it out. I have a friend, Terry Burton, in common, and I love listening to the duo live. Yeah, thank you so much. Do you, who she's talking about?
Uh,
Terry Burton.
Jamie is who it is. That's because I
Yeah.
looked over on my Facebook that thing and it shows the people there. It doesn't show the names on the
Oh, that's right. I got
list for some reason. Hi,
the
Jamie.
link for you guys so that you can now have to find it. Is the question is where I put it.
Oh, I guess I need to
But
put those on. I need to put that
the
on the Facebook thing
StreamYard
before I
link.
go. Say I'm going to StreamYard and the link. I thought it just automatically did it, but I guess it doesn't. It needs to. It just needs to
It
automatically do that. I
should.
can't
It should
channel
just
and
be
do all
part of
those
the.
doing things. It's like too much energy. So those
So
energies, ground it in for yourself, like black tourmaline and cellulite. Cellulite's always good to here's the cellulite to it to hold it and then use something that anchors the energy in, like a black tourmaline, obsidian, something like that. And if you hold that, then this will open up your central column, and all the way up, like to your higher self. And so you can receive the downloads then. Like if you had set the intention, like here's my obsidian. It's like a big
whew, I'm
it's a
zooming,
rainbow. Yeah.
zooming right out.
So if you put that like at your feet and then hold this, it opens up that straight column. And then that
Mm,
your God consciousness, your divine God conscious energy, and it anchors it into the earth. And so if the energies are like too big to feel like, wow, I'm just out there in a dreamy world and floating with it, that's okay. But no, that be in the energy of it. And then you can, if you set the intention, you can anchor in the energy. And then journal, use some journaling prompts with it. And in that, then you may not even know what you received and you start writing and all of a sudden you have these big ahas and this is my next step and this is how I do this and what's my mission. That could be one of your journaling prompts, and then all of a sudden the energy will just come in and you think, wow,
mm.
or you're driving down the road and some song and then you're like, oh, this is it, this is this piece. That's when we get our ahas.
Yeah, because it comes with the energy of the transit. That's why we're doing this work, y'all. So, because the more that you are aligned to the energy that's for you, so it's here for you, all the energy is coming in for you, then the more that life is unfolding in the way that is meant for you, right? So we are meant for good things, and we are meant to enjoy our lives. And so the more you're connected into the energy, the more the next part is just going to unfold so beautifully. So, like, yeah, so if you're connecting in to this beautiful energy of the gate 36, then going on when we're on that next step of honoring our purpose and our in spirit, right? It's that we believe that spirit's here and brought us here for a purpose, then it becomes more the next step. It's a natural next part, right? Instead of it being a continual, like, well, I wasn't ready for the last one. I'm not ready for this one. And I'm not ready, right? And then everything gets kind of rolling in the other direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Oh, look,
Terry now.
Terry's
Jamie
here.
called her in. She spoke your name, Terry. It's like Beetlejuice. He called you in.
Look who it is. We
Okay,
got Terry
let's
Burton
do a
here.
little transmission with this and breathe in this energy, since it's all right here for us to do. Okay, so if you all want to play with
Beautiful.
me, you can use your breath, or you can come back to it at any time too. So let's just use our breath. We always have our breath with us. That's one of the things that we always have with us. We don't have to do anything.
She says, I heard the
We
stars
just
call my name.
breathe. It's like that's anytime if you're feeling anxiety or just, the wobbliness and the energy of the rest of the collective, if you use that breath to pull yourself in and then ground into your own essence, it's the easiest and quickest way to do it, and it's always with us. Yeah. So the stars are calling your name. Terry, would you, she's got crazy manifestation energy, because she has, with her, she's a Sag. So, Jupiter is
Ah,
her. It's like rules the energy and makes the ways for her. This should be a really powerful week for you, Terry, to really do some manifestation with that, especially today with that Jupiter Chiron energy. So yeah. Anyway. Okay. So let's breathe in. Just use your breath. And we're going to disconnect from all of that mind that's out there, all of the mind matrix that we plugged into for our wouldas and shouldas and couldas. So we're going to unplug from that energy and just bring that energy that we've scattered out back into our own third eye. So feel that energy of that when it comes back, like how that stabilizes you. Okay, so use your breath. And so that's going to connect to your soul crystal, and you just know where it's at. And in that connection, that energy comes down through your central column, connecting into your sacred chamber. This is the place that you hold dear to you, that knows your mission and what the next step is. So we're going to take that energy all the way down through our bodies, down past our feet, into the core of Gaia herself, into her crystalline heart, the spirit of earth. She loves and supports you. Feel what that feels like to be so loved and supported by her, that she called out and said, hey, bring this vibration to this planet, to the people. And you said yes. So she holds those records for you of your earth purpose. So just connect to that. And so on this day, with Jupiter and Chiron conjunct, and the expansion and the healing and the support that they can bring, we're going to connect to them and invite them in to hold this energy and to receive, because this is like the divine masculine energy. to receive that divine masculine and the balance of that. So some of you may be seeing colors or symbols. So just allow that energy to come in and to receive the energy, to invite it in, and to clear anything that no longer serves you, to transmute it into a higher octave. Any kind of discordant energies. It heals that. So use your breath and receive the energy and anchor it into Earth. She holds that anchor for you. This balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So I'm seeing like an infinity symbol that's connecting. I'm going to take that infinity symbol out and wrap it around your future self. Invite your future self in and feel that infinite love and the connection between your infinite self, the truth of who you are. So feel that love, support. It may feel like joy, excitement. So just ask to receive whatever downloads for that to come into you. And anchor it in into your earth purpose. And then that energy moves all the way up through all your energies, centers, and signatures, out into all aspects of self. Aligned to your earth purpose, your soul purpose, and your God purpose. That it's one unified, working path of the divine. So breathe that in. Bring that in to this time we call now. With the knowing and feeling and understanding of how to step forth with it. How to anchor it, align, and step forth with the energy. Ooh. Oh, I needed that. That was good.
Yummy, yummy.
That was good.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is, we have a new friend. It's a Pisces. Hi, friend. I'm a Pisces. Yes.
Oh, that's Jamie. So she's a Pisces. So you're really feeling it too, then, Jamie. I mean, everybody's, because it is outer planets, all the collective is receiving it, but some are going to feel it more intensely, because it's your, sun sign or your earth sign or, that type of stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Always plays a factor. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're done. I think I need to
go
journal. Go journal and see what's coming in. I got a big download this morning and it's like, okay. And it was kind of scattered. And it was like, how do I bring this in? And what is it that they're telling me to do with this, with these infinity codes that I've worked with forever now? And it's like, there's something coming in to anchor it in a different way. That's one of the opportunities that I'm seeing right now is these, I'm calling it codes because, everything is light codes and sound codes that, we are the fractals of all that, and then it comes together and makes this DNA skin suit that we are.
Yep.
And it's like, that's even biblical. It's like the word was spoken, and then from that all creation came. And so we are the manifestation of that. So when we
Absolutely.
connect to that energy, and along the journeys, they can get fragmented. It can get distorted. It's like being on the radio station and there's 4 stations coming in at once, and it just makes one big mess and you can't understand any of it. So when we realign to our own codes, then that can clear out the distortions that's in there. And so that's what this week is. The healing is about, is bringing in that energy for ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's the work that I do. So something like it's so fun playing with other spirits, because that's, when I found Kimberly in our class, or Kimberly found me, one of the two, something happened. And
Those destiny codes. It's like, oh, the destiny goes,
yeah,
oh yeah,
because
I
she
remember we
was
said we would
like,
show up on that
she
day, and then I would meet
she
you
was
here,
like,
and then we'll
I
go do
used to
this.
use voice with my group, and I was like, really? And then she leads this wonderful energy incorporation for us today, and it reminds me so much of my work. It really does, and we do in our class. And so, yeah, so the only other step would be to use your voice, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really into affirmations unless you know how to write them and how to um, customize them for where you are and what your energy is. And but your voice will always lead you to what you need. So just sounding is what I call it. So just sigh, and just really relax that into whatever vibration has for you. And it's for you, right? So a lot of us are used to using our voices for others, to others, at others, right? But this is for you. So let it close down to that M, and really feel that vibration that feeds back to your own body. And it's going to give you a whole nother felt sense of integration. But it also is just going to give your cells a nice little shake up so that it can more easily incorporate that beautiful light energy Kimberly brought in for y'all. So, yeah. So,
Yes, Terry said a lot of stuff came in for her last night, and it's like our dreams, things are happening, and we may not remember our dreams. I don't myself, but it's like we are being downloaded. And so the thing is, it's like, yeah, this is happening to everybody, but when you're conscious of it and you set the intention and you connect to it using your sound, using all of your light codes, all of that, and using that energy, then that's clear. Because this, like the sound and the breath, when you use those, especially together, that clears out that stagnated energy. It's the conditioning. It clears out the conditioning. One of the easiest and fastest ways is just clean it out. And the conditioning is what we took on from others. That's not who we
mhm.
are, but we did it to survive. And it was what we had to do in the moment to get to the next moment. And that's just all there is to it. It's like, it's just
Yeah,
part of life and
it worked
living.
at the time.
It worked at the time. And then sometimes we get so clever with it, it's like it doesn't work anymore. It starts, being their sabotaging pattern. But it's like, so when we do that, that's clearing out those distortions of that conditioning. So then we can remember who we are, and those ahas just come in. We just know. It's just like, oh, this is what I'm here to do, and I'm going to create this. And those that are I'm supposed to connect with, it'll happen. It'll
Yeah,
just happen. It's like the energy the connections will just happen, and that's when you're in alignment. There's not a
yeah,
bunch of doing to it. When we're doing and kicking doors and doing this and doing that, and it's like, and it's exhausting. That's one of the things that I know that I can say that I said to Terry before. She's probably quote me on this one. It's the easiest, simple rule that I tell like my membership is, if it's a burden, it's not yours to carry. If it feels like a
Yeah.
burden to you, it's not yours.
Oh my God, you're
It
speaking
is
my
so
language.
easy. It's so easy to know. And we try to like
Yeah.
change ourselves to be able to carry whatever it is. And it's
Oh my
like, no,
gosh.
if it was truly ours to do,
I
we
say that to
would
my clients
we would
all the
want to
time.
go.
If it's
We would,
heavy, then let it go.
it's not
If
yours.
it's not
It's like it
yours.
would be joyous and we would want
Yeah.
to, you've seen people in the world that you could watch their life story and think, how is this person even, how do they have the energy to put one foot in front of the next because of what they went through? And this person can just be going through it and being like it's the easiest thing in the world. Somewhere their soul had a contract to do that because they do it in the way that they do. And then when you see someone else, that it totally breaks them down and they're just dragging themselves from one moment to the next moment, then it's like it's not yours to do. And we're so conditioned by society of doing the right thing. Doing the right thing is fucking killing us. It's
Yeah,
like
it
it,
is.
it it is. It is
Yeah.
because that's the distortions, the
Or
doing the
doing
right
it the
thing.
right way,
Uh-huh.
or there's a right way to do or have success. Like all of these ideas that we absorb from culture and parenting and socialization, right? That it's not ours. It's not
Right.
ours. And so knowing yourself is really, it just keeps coming up and up. Like starting beginning of this month, that's like the first thing that came in for me. It's like you got to know yourself so that you know what's yours and what's not, right?
Yes.
Because if otherwise you're not even, you think you're working that hard and killing yourself for your goals, and it's not yours. It's not your goal. It's the goal they gave you. And so that's why it's so hard.
Yeah.
So
When we're trying
sometimes
to live up
it's,
to other people's expectations, which is conditioning.
yeah. So sometimes and it may even actually be the same goal. It's just the way you're going about it is not yours. You're not
Right.
going about it the way that you go about it. You're going about it the way they told you to, or the way they
Right.
said you need to, or the right way, right? So yeah,
So
I
that's
gotta
what
let
that
it
healing
go.
is about today. That's what it was with Venus. Chiron and Venus went in conjunct together about 2 weeks ago or something like that. And first she was with Jupiter, and then she moved on, and then she went in with Chiron, and then she moved on, and now the boys are together. Now they're
Mm,
doing this together, and then all this energy, then they'll be moving again. So this energy, this momentum, and this healing between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, it's been weaving in and out um, for the last 2 months. Basically, it's not a whole 2 months, but it's that time period. So it's like when we
mm,
talk about these, transits, yeah, they happen on that day, but they're setting the energy for your entire future.
mm.
It's like if you think, oh, well, I missed it. You didn't miss anything. It's like
You're here.
here
You
today.
experienced it.
And if you would not have left your
Were you
body and
paying
decided,
attention? That's a different
yeah,
question.
yeah, right. It happens whether you do it or not. It's like,
Right.
I studied this shit so you all don't have to.
Truth.
Just because
Nobody
I'm
needs
a
to know
geek.
all the
It's
stuff
like
that I
I'm just a
know.
geek with all of it. It's like maybe I'm
It's
just
not.
nosy. I just want to know what's happening out
I
there.
am nosy. Daryl calls me nosy all the time.
What are the planets doing today?
It's like I gotta know what the whole world is up to. I can't just listen to my sign. I'm gonna listen to everybody's sign
Right.
because
And
I'm
you
nosy.
know what? And if that doesn't resonate with you, then you didn't come in with those codes to do that. And it's okay. Not
Yeah.
all of us are here to do that. It's like we all come in carrying different codes and different vibrations. And then when it comes together, it's this beautiful tapestry. It's like all of the colors come together and make this beautiful tapestry. It's a whole palette of colors and paint and light and sound. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how we bring it down to just everyday living. It's like
Yeah.
it's just everyday living. Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta live. We're out here living our lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that I would say because I do want to, because bring it home a little bit, because our ultimate intention is that we would apply these things to the work that we are doing in our business. And Terry
Mm-hmm.
was talking about how that it, what she's doing now is bringing her a new sense of abundance and prosperity, right? And and so that's part of it, is that 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 may be true. Like business is a matrix.
It is a matrix, and the matrix changes all the time
And the
with it and how it's
matrix will
done.
lie to you. Like we really we and I think that's part of the lessons, is that we're realizing what isn't for us in the old traditional matrices
Right.
of patriarchy and all this kind of thing. And then there is something that is for us. It's part of the discarding. Gets a little intense, especially since it has been delayed, of the restrictive masculine, right? Um, but the truth is that there's a very real sense of love that comes with a divine masculine, right?
It is.
And
It,
it's wanting to be rewoven in its fullness, right? In
yeah.
the wholeness of it, instead of the kind of bastardization that we have been applying.
Right. Because that's not the divine masculine. That's the corrupted masculine. And that's, I forgot, Saturn's in this game too right now. Because Saturn has, I did a YouTube on that one too. You're welcome to go watch that. Saturn is moving into Pisces. And so, and Saturn has been in Capricorn and Aquarius the last 6 years. Okay. And so those are, they're actually his houses, so they're more structured, and it's been in that energy. And so Saturn, which is the what people call the lord of karma, the time and all of that, has just went into floaty Pisces energy. So we've got this, what might have felt dense and heavy, we've got that opening too. And then at the end of the month, the 25th, I think, we've got Pluto moving into Aquarius. So all of these players that have been where they have been, that hold time patterns for us, because that Saturn energy, it's 2.7 years. So it just moved in to the Piscean energy for that long. So, where it's been in the structure stuff, and that, one way it shows up, I don't want to bring this in, but I'm just at an example, is like, I see Saturn sometimes as the old structures, like Congress, like it's the old, things that are the rules and things that are trying to hold stuff in certain ways. And then it's like time for, new energy to come in. So then, like you said, it's that old patriarchic energy that was distorted survival codes to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the wholeness of it is really just it's a sense of structure without limitation, right? In my mind.
Right.
Like it's a sense of structure without limitation. So like, what is the divine masculine structure in the Kemetic practice? I don't know how much y'all care about this kind of stuff, but that's what I'm here for, so I'm gonna say it. But in Kemetic practice, the earth is actually, it starts out as masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the creation of earth is masculine, and the creation part is feminine. So the
Right.
creation of that separation is feminine. It creates that masculine earth,
Mm-hmm.
and then the earth in its core is masculine,
Mm-hmm.
and then the feminine creates upon it,
Right.
right?
Without
Uh,
his light, she can't
so
create. It's like
that part,
she
right?
can't sustain us. Yeah.
And it's so incredible that that none of these matrices, they're not separated in Kemetic work. Like those, they're like the yin yang, right? They're in constant movement with each other. So every part of becoming has both essences in it, and so it's a real truth in honoring that. It's just, but that's the problem is that the prioritization is the feminine. The feminine is the potential of creation, right? Like,
Right.
and so having that out of order has completely disoriented us. And so we're really trying to re-understand
Right.
what that means. But it's like we need both. We need
We have to
both.
have
And
both. It's not one or the other. And that's what this new eon, if you want to call it that, because when it changes, it's like an eon, and we said we would show up and be here in this eon. And it's that balance of the two coming together. That's what it is.
yeah.
That there's not a separation. It's not this or that. It is that yin yang symbol. That I did a card deck last year, and my first card is integrity. And the yin yang, it was a
Mm.
painting that I did that's a tree, and at the base of the tree is the yin yang symbol in the roots. And
Mm.
integrity literally walked into my bedroom as a being and said, I'm like, who's this? And it's like, I'm integrity. And it even showed me the painting to use for the card. And it was that one. And I did that
Wow.
painting like 12 years ago, probably. And it was, and I thought it was old energy, but it wasn't. It's like the codes were already coming in, already had them. And
Mm.
it showed me the yin yang symbol and how that, what you just said, that's at the base, that's in the core. And if we drop into it and connect to it as our foundation for everything we do and stand on that as our foundation, then it will be sustainable for us.
Right.
And it's like, remember to tap into the integrity. So when you think you've worked so hard on something and you did this and you did that and you did everything they told you to do and it falls apart, you weren't
Or
aligned
you
with your
can't keep it
integrity.
up, or
You
it's
can't keep it up.
overwhelming and
It's
you're just
not
like,
in
can I run
integrity.
away?
It's not
Yeah.
integral for you.
It's
That's all
not.
that there is to it.
It
It's
doesn't
not
have
wrong.
integrity
It's
in it.
not good. It's not wrong. It's not bad, good, whatever. It's a signal that for you personally, you weren't in your own integrity. It wasn't integral for you. It doesn't mean that it won't be for somebody else. That might
Right.
be what they do. That's integral foundation for them. But it's not the same for everybody. We would be very
Mhm.
vanilla and boring if it was all the same.
I mean, it really has that potential, right? As humans, we have in essence the same function, but the kaleidoscope that's available
Yeah.
in our energies and the way we carry things out is untold. It really is. And so we have to go and be the investigator of that for ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So thank you all for incarnating and being here at this time we call
Yeah.
now to show up
Thank
and be the
you.
humanity. Yes, it's like so sweet to be in the essence of that with everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we will see you next time, right? Are we going are we gonna be here
Yeah.
next
Yeah. I
time?
think I have to look at my schedule, but I think next time's going to work. Next week will have
Pretty
work.
sure we'll see you next time.
Yeah. So do us a favor, everybody. Do us a favor. Go love our friends like we love you all. Do that. Go do that
Yes.
for today. Go love yourself in the way that we love you, in the way that all of creation loves you. Honor yourself in that way. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. We're going
All
to
right.
end. Have a great, whatever it is that you do. Go be in the floaties and bring in the energy and love yourself today, whatever that is
Yes.
for you. Okay.
See you next
Bye.
time. Bye.
Whoop.